I've begun at least 1,000 diets over the 25 years, but after 1 or 2 days, I would abandon the plan, give up, and say forget it, and start gorging myself again. I began to realize that the mindset and motivation are everything. And when I got those two things, everything else sort of clicked. And even though it wasn't easy, it was effective because I dropped 6 sizes in 6 months and have maintained now for almost 6 years. It took me 25 years to make up my mind and 6 months to lose the weight. Dr. Claiborne, where was I storing all that motivation, and why did I store it for so long?
Well, you know, if the reward for change is not significant enough and the pain of complacency is not severe enough, you won't change. So we have to think about, were you in enough pain? At some point you were, for whatever reason. And when the reward for changing your diet and changing your habits became greater than that pain of complacency, you made up your mind and you did it.
Well, I wouldn't have given Fat Angie very good odds. I had a voracious appetite. I would think to myself, how are you going to eat all of that? But then I would proceed to eat it all. Food ran me. It led me around on a leash, especially sweets. I ate when I was happy, when I was sad, especially when I was stressed, when I was mad at Michael, my husband. I mean, that was the best time to eat, when I was mad at Michael, because, you know, I'm gonna show him, go to Baskins and Robbins and get me some ice cream, but I'm not hurting anybody but me. As far as I'm concerned, I was like a crack addict, and it's not good for the crack addict to go back into the crack house or the food addict to stand too close to the fridge or pantry.
Okay, let me respond to the fact that you said you would pile it on and you had no idea of how much food it was. Some people don't have a measure for how much they're eating or what the size of the stomach is. So some diets say the size of the fist is about how much you should eat. And just that, sometimes when we have a visual, we have a gauge as to what we're doing. So if we know we ate more than a fistful, we can just at least say to ourselves, you know, I'm overeating.
Right.
And certainly when certain things are happening in our lives that are stressors, there are certain chemicals and hormones that are low, and we do need to have those things in balance. So part of it is physical, of course, and so when we do those things that physically help us to get in balance, but we'll do that once we make up our minds that we're going to change. So you did it, Angie.
It's not the diet, it's not the program, it's not the exercise, it's all of that together, but the main thing that you really need is motivation. And Angie Evans can definitely give you that.
She actually takes you step by step into her world, past and then the present, and I love that. And so that kind of is where my motivation came from.
I was in a dark place, hiding, guilty, and defensive. I urge you to seek the light. There are many ways in which you can do this. Look at the space around you. Is it clean and bright, or is it a cluttered mess? It's hard to feel that you can conquer someone as strong as your fat self when you can't even conquer the living room. Put some things away, give some things away, and throw some things away. If your home is in order, then why not address the clutter in your mind? Creating a light, bright place in your head is so important, don't you think?
I agree. Visualization is what we call it in psychotherapy.
Okay.
And some people go as far as to cut out pictures in magazines or pictures of their former selves that were skinny or the way they wanted to look, and they paste them around on the refrigerator and on the walls. But if you don't have a visual in your head of where you want to go, you possibly won't get there.
And that's exactly why I provided a journal in my package. It's very important to visualize.
My favorite Angie tip would be probably the one where you cut out a little picture of yourself or maybe a wardrobe piece and work towards that goal. I'm a visual person, so if I can see it, I feel like I can achieve it, and I have been able to through that. So that's probably my favorite tip of all.
One of the things that I like to do when I'm working on a goal is to see the end result. And I had been overweight so long that it was difficult for me to see me thin in my mind's eye. So what I did is I took a picture of my head and I cut it off and I put it on a picture of a person that was in an exercise outfit, and another picture of a person that was ready to go out for a nice evening. And I saw myself. That was my visual that I used to see the image in my mind's eye that aided me in to assist my internal system to reflect the weight loss on the outside, so it would be a permanent change.
She's been there, she's done that, and that, and that. And when no diet on earth worked, Angie Evans turned to the one person who could help her. Angie Evans.
Did you see me in this dress? I was filling it all out.
Thinking thin is the key to being thin. Lose 6 sizes in just 6 months with one amazing motivational program. Drop 6 with Angie Evans.
I think we've heard enough of, you're not this, you don't add up to this, you're terrible, you look bad. We already know our shortcomings. With Angie, it was completely different. She kind of invited you in, like, come on, let's do this. And so I was on board from the beginning.
I've been successful at this because Angela has motivated me by sharing her struggles and how embarrassed or how uncomfortable she was. I am so much the better as a result of having listened to her and watched her.
No matter how long you've battled fat, Angie gets it. Lose 6 sizes or more in 6 months with Drop 6. Find totally unique motivational techniques in this step-by-step weight loss journey. Drop 6 includes a DVD and CD for inspiration at home and on the go, a daily journal to push your progress to the limits, and a pedometer to help you count each step to success. With your order, you'll also receive this handy salad blaster absolutely free. Manage your portions and keep your veggie, fruit, and pasta salads fresh with this fun, functional gift from Angie to you.
Angie's very funny, in particular when you look at her on the DVD and how she kids around with herself, and she makes it light, even though we know losing weight can be a difficult and challenging subject. So it's exciting and very inspirational.
Let Angie help you lose 6 sizes in 6 months with Drop 6. The journey begins when you call to get started for just 2 payments of $24.95. So don't wait. Order today.